This is your case. These are the parties your kids are going to. We need answers. So please, anything, please, I need you.
Whoa boy. Ryan Upchurch received a summons in civil action from the family of Kiely Rodni. We know Kiely Rodni was the teenager in California who unfortunately was found in Prosser Creek Reservoir. It's an accident, that's what I believe. After a party, she apparently drove her car into the water, her Honda CRV. So now Ryan Upchurch, the country music singer, I'm going to read these legal documents. A lawsuit has been filed against you, it says. So Ryan Upchurch has 21 days after service of the summons on him, his lawyer's office, not counting the day he received it, or 60 days if you are the U.S. or a U.S. agency or officer or employee of the U.S. You must serve on the plaintiff an answer to the attached complaint. So Kiely Rodni's grandpa and dad are filing this lawsuit. We're going to go over the whole thing, talk about the whole case, the whole situation. But Ryan Upchurch has an initial case management conference scheduled before Magistrate Judge Barbara D. Holmes on October 11th at 2 p.m. I'm assuming that's Tennessee time. It was filed in the Tennessee court. And I just want to read it all here. Demanding a jury trial. It says jury demand. So I guess a jury, if they don't settle this somehow before it goes to court, perhaps will decide how much damage Ryan Upchurch did to Kiely Rodni's family in the wake of their grief. So let's read the whole thing. Let's chat about the whole thing, this horrible case. It's David Robertson and Daniel Rodni versus Ryan Upchurch, and the complaint explains the whole thing. This diversity action arises from the defamatory and tortious conduct of defendant Ryan Upchurch as explained below. Ryan Upchurch is a media personality, musician, and prolific YouTuber who has approximately 3.11 million subscribers on YouTube as of the date of this filing. Yeah, he is really popular. I had only started hearing about him though when he started making videos, first about the Summer Wells case, the little missing girl from Tennessee. We've covered her case quite a bit. And then he switched in 2022, the same year, to cover the Kiely Rodni case. It says Upchurch began posting about the disappearance of Kiely Rodni, the granddaughter of plaintiff David Robertson, and the daughter of plaintiff Daniel Rodni. After Kiely's disappearance in August 2022 became a viral international news story. Indeed, Kiely's story was strange. It went viral. People were wondering what happened to this young girl who was at this party in the woods, only 16. Where did she go? Did she just drive off and disappear? There were all these theories, which we'll get into some of them, but mostly people just wanted to find her, of course, when she was missing. There is an entire industry of true crime would-be sleuths posting all kinds of information on the internet. Upchurch had not previously participated in so-called true crime YouTube, but began to do so as the Kiely Rodni case became news. Now, actually, Upchurch had posted about Summer Wells. I think he might have only done one video about Summer Wells in March of 2022. That's probably when I first heard of him. And I thought, oh, he's great. You know, I wish more musicians and celebrities would do this, use their platform to bring attention to missing people. I think the Summer Wells video was fine. I don't even remember what it contained. And so when he started making videos about Kiely Rodni, at first I loved it because at first it was just kind of normal stuff. You know, it was just the celebrity. He even talked about, I remember in one of those mini videos about Kiely Rodni, I remember Ryan Upchurch saying that he himself has a younger sister, or if he had a little sister, something like that, he wouldn't want anything to happen to her. And I thought, oh wow, look, he's doing this out of the goodness of his heart. He's bringing attention to Kiely's case. This is great. Why don't more celebrities do this on this huge platform, use their YouTube platforms to dedicate entire videos to missing children, especially. It says Kiely Rodni disappeared after a party near Tahoe National Forest on August 6, 2022. In the weeks following her disappearance, numerous online posters began wildly speculating as to what really happened to Kiely Rodni. As it would turn out, Kiely died of drowning when her vehicle crashed into the Prosser Reservoir and became submerged below 14 feet of water. No foul play was suspected. So yeah, it was a wild ride. I try not to go too crazy with the wild speculation as some person might think I do, but that's why I like pulling up actual court documents and reading them. And with Kiely's case, there was a period of time where she was missing. And so yeah, speculation and rumors. The fire was fueled, especially by Adventures with Purpose. I loved Adventures with Purpose at first, before all that trouble with Jarrett Lysak happened, which I've touched on in other videos. We're still watching his court case. But yeah, in the time Kiely was missing, there were a lot of theories. I spent a lot of time digging, but I also spent a lot of time, if you just look back, they're still on my channel, defending Kiely's friends. I personally think some people really went in hard on Kiely's friends, especially her ex-boyfriend Jagger, her friend Sammy. Sammy took the lead and the forefront. Some people started accusing Sammy, what did she do to Kiely? Or what did Jagger do? And all these things. And they were just, lighting up their comment section on TikTok and really being harsh to these younger people, in my opinion. And that's why if you look back, you will see me defending Jagger quite a bit, Sammy quite a bit. People claim whatever, she gave weird interviews or she liked the limelight or whatever they thought. That does not equate to harming someone. And when it turned out that it was indeed an accident, and I know there are people out there today still making videos about Kiely, they still think it's a whole big conspiracy. They can have their own opinions. That's not really my opinion. I just think it was an accident. And a lot of it was fueled too by Adventures with Purpose when they interviewed a guy. He was a tow truck driver and he was pretty sure that he ran into Kiely. He wasn't sure. It was the weekend of the accident. He wasn't exactly sure if it were that Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And I think that did lend itself to a lot of confusion. It made people confused as to what really happened to Kiely. Sometimes the simplest answer is the answer. I'm not sure how much Kiely partied or how much she had to drink at all that night. I'm trying to think back to her tox report and everything and what was found. But it was so dark out there. I can see her leaving the party, trying to get home, and just accidentally driving off into Prosser Creek. Well, that wasn't good enough for some folks, and they still don't believe it's true. They believe it's a big cover-up in Truckee and all that. And I don't really go down those rabbit holes without more solid evidence. So I'm willing to accept, yeah, it was an accident. But when Adventures with Purpose brought the tow truck guy out, it made people think, whoa, was Kiely having car trouble? Was she with Jagger? I mean, they all but named Jagger as, okay, this is the guy who was with Kiely and what date was that? And it threw a lot of confusion in there. And then there was also this kind of breaking news, like Kiely must have had a fight with some girls. There's all this local talk around Truckee. So you start believing, oh, did something more happen? But then after a while, you have to realize and let it all go and say, okay, maybe that was just people trying to fill in what was truly just an accident. It was just probably just a pure accident. Anyway, no foul play was suspected. Ryan Upchurch was a prominent figure in this wild speculation, and it grew beyond wild. I mean, it's one thing to point fingers at Kiely's friends incorrectly, which I know I never did, and I really took up for them. And it's another thing to start going off into the deep end where Ryan Upchurch went. He started off great, but then he started accusing all these other YouTubers, as you'll see, and even start claiming that Kiely Rodni wasn't real. I mean, it went way over the top. And if you think about it from the perspective of Kiely's dad and Kiely's grandpa, you will see how hurt they must have been and how it hurt their business. It says, after Kiely Rodni's body had been found and after authorities had publicly stated that an autopsy had confirmed her identity, Upchurch uploaded several videos making outlandish claims, including that Kiely Rodni, Daniel Rodni, and David Robertson were not real, and that the entire tragic episode was a scam by Kiely's family to raise money on a GoFundMe website. And that's where it starts going off into the ridiculous, in my my mind, the really conspiratorial craziness when people start claiming that a real live human being isn't real. Look at the Sandy Hook tragedy and how Alex Jones hurt those families. I mean, you can't even imagine the pain of losing a little 6-year-old to all that violence, all that tragedy. And then some yahoo gets on a platform somewhere and starts saying, your little son was never real. Not only are you dealing with the grief, insurmountable grief of losing a child, but then some person gets on there and claims that child wasn't even real. That's where it goes beyond. Upchurch also published images of David Robertson and further published Daniel Rodney's former home address to his 3 million subscribers. Now, I didn't know that. I haven't seen all the videos. I've seen some of them. Mr. Upchurch has a loyal following of viewers who refer to themselves as the Creek Squad. Upchurch directed the Creek Squad to search for Kiely Rodni's vehicle and posted Google Earth images of Daniel Rodney's former home, falsely stating that he had found Kiely's car there. I do remember different scenes, and I kind of refreshed myself. I put some of the outtakes over on Twitter and TikTok, so check the links below if you need to see some of the stuff that Ryan had been saying. A lot of it, even though Ryan Upchurch accused other people of wild speculation and no proof, he himself often offered no hard evidence. You know, he might be scrolling past a photo of 2 people that he thought kind of looked alike, so he would equate it and conflate it and say, that's the same person. Oh no. Or, you know, he blamed Kiely Rodni for being this girl named Callie Ross. She wrote an article about how that affected her. Kiely Rodni's family is going to talk about increasing their security and everything in the wake of all these videos going viral. When you have more than 3.11 million subscribers especially, and you're out there just with outlandish stuff like, oh look, I see this fuzzy image of what looks like a Honda CR-V on Google Earth, so I'm going to claim it is and claim this girl was Kiely and it's all a scam. And I don't know if people who do this, I still wonder, I don't know if they truly believe it in their own mind or if they're just saying, hey, I can come up with some wild theories, it'll get a bunch of views, and who cares? Like maybe Upchurch doesn't care at all about who he's hurt or who he's endangered. It's good to send Creek Squad off to do good things, but if you're up here claiming Kiely Rodni's family, first of all, she's not even real, but then they're real enough to create a GoFundMe all due to a scam. I mean, it doesn't make logical sense anyway, but you never know who's out there who's going to take up the charge and literally go pull a Pizzagate and go look for kids in a basement of a pizzeria that doesn't even have a basement. So you see what I'm saying? Some people aren't wrapped too tight. They will take this stuff seriously and it can cause literal harm. It says, while generating hundreds of thousands views on his videos relating to Kiely Rodni's disappearance, Upchurch promoted his own music, often uploading new music content between videos on the Kiely Rodni case. I did see people accusing Ryan Upchurch of kind of just getting into this whole true crime genre just to promote his music in between. People will argue, Upchurch isn't monetized, his YouTube channel isn't monetized. Well, it may not have been at certain points. I'm not sure when it was switched on, monetization. I checked today. You can check. You can go to the homepage of anyone's YouTube account, right click, choose view page source and search for monetization. And if it says true, like Ryan Upchurch's says true, that means they are monetized. That's one sure way to know, although we don't know what date it was monetized. And even if his YouTube account wasn't monetized, I mean, to me it's fine for YouTubers to be monetized. Obviously, I'm monetized, but with that comes a responsibility, and especially with 3.11 million subscribers, it becomes a responsibility where we're walking a fine line here. We want to shed light on these cases where a person's missing, they might not have the attention they need. It can be so helpful, like in Gabby Petito's case. I mean, Red, White, and Bethune did beyond as YouTubers to help find where Gabby Petito's van was parked, which led to and attributed to and helped authorities literally find her body. To me, that's the epitome of YouTube. That's what YouTube should be used for in a positive way. But when you have a huge following, using it in a totally negative way, in my opinion, like Upchurch started doing, even if he wasn't monetized, it still would bring attention, advertising to his music, would help him sell that music, monetize that music, even on other platforms, raise his brand awareness. After all, I had never heard of him before the Summer Wells video he did. It can all lend itself to his monetization. You're going to see where he brags about making lots of money. There was a report online about Upchurch making something like $3.8 million in 2021. I don't know why Ryan Upchurch is monetized now. That's his right. He might need it based on how this lawsuit goes. And I must say, I've heard really briefly parts of his music. He seems really talented and he's really great with editing. He's humorous, he's funny. I don't know why people use their gifts or their talents in the wrong way. Daniel Rodni essentially went into hiding, it says, and made substantial investments in home security, surveillance, cameras, etc. Several Creek Squad members made outlandish videos of their own. One self-admitted Creek Squad member named Julio made several videos under the moniker An All-American Cartel LLC. So I don't know what these guys said. This guy Julio, I guess it says, the lawsuit says Julio posted videos of the Lost Trail Lodge, a vacation resort operated by David Robertson. Indeed, I've seen photos of the Lost Trail Lodge and it looks gorgeous out there. But in one of these videos, Julio speculated that the Rodni Robertson family was performing child sacrifices at the lodge as part of a religious cult. Several Creek Squad members flooded the lodge's internet profiles with negative online reviews. The negative attention directed to David Robertson and his lodge caused him to suffer financial losses. So those are real financial losses. We're going to talk about the emotional impact too. It's the same thing with the TikToker Ashley Gilliard and all the stuff she's done to Professor Rebecca Schofield, the University of Idaho professor who had nothing to do with the Idaho 4 killings, but Ashley started making TikTok videos because they got attention claiming Rebecca was the culprit out of thin air. And so I have given to Rebecca's GoFundMe and I hope she's able to really keep up her lawsuit there, because Rebecca also was anxious about her security. If people just target someone and all of a sudden the people who follow Upchurch, the people who follow that TikToker, you never know what they are literally going to do in real life. Thank God for weapons that never run out of ammunition. David Robertson and Daniel Rodni have each experienced extreme emotional distress attributable to Upchurch's postings, compounding their already profound grief at the tragic loss of their granddaughter and daughter. Indeed. I mean, they already lost Kiely unexpectedly, so tragically, and then to deal with salt in the wound by Upchurch making videos saying, oh, Kiely didn't even exist, or Kiely is really Callie Ross, or this lawsuit seeks to hold Upchurch accountable for his tortious actions and intentional misconduct as outlined below. Here's the parties. David Robertson is a citizen and resident of California. Daniel Rodni is a citizen and resident of California. Ryan Upchurch is a citizen of Tennessee and resides in the Middle District of Tennessee. Jurisdiction and venue. So this court has jurisdiction over this action pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1332 because the amount in controversy exceeds $75,000, exclusive of interest and costs, because there is complete diversity of citizenship between the plaintiffs and the defendants. So people are already going wild over this on Twitter or on YouTube, and some people are like, oh, is this lawsuit really weak against Ryan Upchurch? But I'm thinking, what if Ryan Upchurch out of the blue, or some YouTuber made a video about you with all these wild accusations? Some people are like, oh, Ryan, he's just funny, he's just trolling. But there has to be a line drawn in the sand. If Ryan Upchurch made a video about you, maybe showing your address and your house and everything and claiming you you did something so outrageous with 3.11 million followers, would you feel the same way? Oh, he's just trolling, you know? It's a money grab. I don't know if you'd be saying that. Venue is proper in this jurisdiction pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1391 because a substantial part of the events or omissions giving rise to the claim occurred in this district and because defendant resides in this district. Suit is timely filed pursuant to a tolling agreement agreed to by all parties on February 13th, 2023. That's what other people are like, oh, why does it take them so long to file a suit? Well, it takes time. You have to get a great attorney. You have to put money into this. Some attorneys might require a $10,000 retainer or more just to start looking into it. Here's the factual background. Kiely Rodni disappears on August 6, 2022. Plaintiffs incorporate all above paragraphs. Kiely Rodni disappeared on August 6, 2022. Her disappearance became international news. On August 7th, a family of Kiely's mother, Lindsay Neiman, created a GoFundMe page titled Support for the Family of Kiely Rodni. Plaintiffs David Robertson and Daniel Rodni are members of the family of Kiely Rodni. Upchurch posts his first video about Kiely Rodni on August 13th, 2022, and soon accuses fellow YouTubers of involvement in Kiely's death. Ryan Upchurch began posting about Kiely Rodni on YouTube on August 13th, 2022. At this time, the whereabouts of Kiely Rodni were unknown. In these videos, Upchurch offered outlandish theories of the truth of what happened to Kiely Rodni. Indeed, he really went off the rails. Upchurch initially theorized that a person named Ronnie, who was a caller to a YouTube show hosted by YouTuber Ikitmel, was a red herring and a made-up character. In a comment reply to this video, Red Flag Ronnie number 2, a YouTube user posted, "Dude, be careful. You're gonna get sued for slander, for real." Upchurch replied to this user, "They can slander these," as you can see what he said. So he doesn't really care, I guess, about slander, but it might catch up with him. In a video posted on August 20th, 2022, Upchurch falsely claimed that various other YouTube true crime would-be sleuths, including YouTube personalities Xaname X and Ikitmel, were responsible for or somehow involved in the death of Kiely Rodni. In the video titled Exactly What I Think Happened to Kiely Rodni, hashtag Kiely Rodni, Upchurch suggested that Xaname X and Ikitmel were responsible for the disappearance of Kiely Rodni, stating, if you look at the timeline of Kiely being there, Ronnie seeing that her, Xaname X, having a video of the party, isn't it possible that they took her, which is why no kids seen this? And if that's what happened, that would explain why Ikitmel is acting crazy and being like, look everyone, Ronnie's real. That same day, August 20th, 2022, Upchurch uploaded a different video, this time wildly speculating that Ikitmel was really a code for a trafficking name. I mean, it really just went crazy. To me, it appears Xaname was just a person who was passing through or locally, and she created this great video out in California when it was really early in the search for Kiely Rodni. She got in her canoe or whatever you call those things and went out kayaking. I'm chilling right now while he's doing all the work. And she was just looking. Well, just because she made a video searching for Kiely, all of a sudden she becomes this target of Ryan Upchurch. And just because Ikitmel had a guest on his show who spoke about another guy who reportedly attended the same party that Kiely attended, all of a sudden Ikitmel and Ronnie became Ryan Upchurch's target. And to me, it was like beyond insane that anyone would look at Upchurch's videos and start co-signing it. Ikitmel is not some trafficking code word like Ryan suggested. He even played the video of Ikitmel explaining, oh, this is this group I used to be in, hacking group or whatever, and then it became a gamer tag or whatever, and it was just like, instead of Wicked with the W missing, it's like Ikitmel. But all of a sudden, Ryan Upchurch does this really weird video where he's trying to unscramble the letters, and he doesn't even unscramble the Ikitmel letters correctly, and he comes up with some he's talking about younger people. It makes no sense if you watch it. Any logical human being would look at it and say, that makes no sense. But the Kiely Rodni's body was discovered August 21st, 2022. That day, authorities publicly confirmed that the body was more than likely Kiely Rodni and that an autopsy had been ordered to confirm the identity. Authorities confirmed the identity of Kiely Rodni on August 23rd, 2022. The Placer County, California Sheriff's Office posted the following statement to the sheriff's public Facebook page on August 23rd, 2022. Now, prior to that, we know that Adventures with Purpose found Kiely. They posted it on Facebook. Stuff was going wild and crazy. Kylie's mom obviously didn't like Adventures with Purpose. I didn't understand her whole feelings to begin with, but over time I started understanding them more and more about her frustration with them. But it says, today an autopsy was conducted on the deceased individual who was found in the Prosser Reservoir on Sunday, August 21st. The Nevada County Sheriff Coroner has identified the decedent as 16-year-old Kiely Rodni of Truckee. The Placer County Sheriff's Office and the Nevada County Sheriff's Office are in communication with Kylie's family and offer our deepest condolences to them during this extremely difficult time. This is an ongoing investigation and no other information is available at this time. The Placer County Sheriff's Office attached the below image to this Facebook post. The image reads, "Identity of Kiely Rodni confirmed." So they just show the photos of Kiely. It's just a very sad case. The Placer County Sheriff's Office publicly stated the Sheriff's Office was in communication with Kylie's family and offer our deepest condolences to them during this extremely difficult time. On August 22nd, 2022, Kiely Rodni's family released a public statement which was widely reported. In the statement, the family asked for privacy to grieve. Kindly excuse us as we retreat and dance privately to life's song while we celebrate our daughter's spirit and heal our souls. The full statement is reproduced below. Family statement regarding Kiely Mae Rodni. For immediate release, Truckee, California, August 22nd, 2022. Friends, family, law enforcement, media, and our global community. We are eternally grateful for the love and support you have shown us in the last couple of weeks. We have weathered a storm of unfathomable force, and it is purely thanks to the army of warriors, matriarchs, healers, and helpers holding us up that we continue to stand today. Mr. Rogers famously told a story of looking for the helpers whenever he saw scary things in the news. We have not had to look for the helpers, as you have all come to our rescue in full force. We are forever indebted to you. While we accept this sadness cast under death's shadow, the rising sun shines light upon us, reminding us not to mourn our loss, but to celebrate Kylie's spirit and the gift that we all received in knowing her. Kiely will surely remain with us, even though we will not get her back. There are certain occasions when words fail. Perhaps this is why our human nature has given us art, dance, and music, which all are often more effective ways to connect us to each other and our rawest emotions. Kindly excuse us as we retreat and dance privately to life's song while we celebrate our daughter's spirit and heal our souls. In gratitude, the Rodni Neiman family. It's true, Kiely was very talented and musical, and to this day, I could just be doing whatever, and I will still hear that beautiful song she wrote, where she's singing, "I began to wonder, did you ever give an F about me?" She was a really talented, beautiful girl. On August 22nd, the day after Kiely Rodni's body was found, Upchurch posted a video in which he appeared to express his condolences to Kylie's mom and Kylie's family and Kylie's friends. That is, upon information and belief, Upchurch was aware on August 22nd, 2022, that the authorities had stated that they had recovered a body that was more than likely Kiely Rodni. In the same video, Upchurch appeared to criticize other YouTubers for capitalizing on the Kiely Rodni case to promote themselves. I think that's the video where he actually mentioned Plunder. I'm like, please don't mention me. Initially, I really liked him. I know he had watched my videos and mentioned them, and he's like, oh, you do research well. Initially, I was so grateful, like, yes, this is great. A huge creator is bringing light to her case. But when it went this route, I was just like, don't mention me at all. 2 days later, Upchurch uploaded a video promoting his own music. So there you go. After Kiely Rodni's body is found and her identity is confirmed, Upchurch publicly claims Kiely Rodni is a BS person, her family is not real, and her death is a scam to raise money on GoFundMe. So that's somewhere where it started taking a turn, and I was like, what is happening? Of course, I didn't see everywhere Upchurch appeared on different panels, different lives. I mean, I watched a lot, but some of it, gets to be overwhelming when you have to research and create your own videos. But I know somewhere in there it took a turn, and I'm like, what? I'm like, he's actually saying she's not real now, and he's trying to, once he started throwing Zanime and Iketmil under the bus and going after Ronnie, and I was just like done with it all. It was just very sad, and I didn't understand it. It was almost like watching someone go mad real time or something. Are you seeing what this guy is saying? And the stuff he said about Zanime, I mean, it's horrible. She seems like a lovely woman who was just out there on the reservoir, in her paddle boat or whatever, I think with her dog, and lovely videos. Ryan Upchurch had some really misogynistic, evil, hurtful, harmful things to say to her, and it made absolutely no sense. And anyone who co-signs with it, you can just log off now or go pray or ignore me or whatever, because it was uncalled for. On August 29th, 2022, after Kiely Rodni's body had been found, and after authorities had confirmed Kiely's identity, and after Kiely's family had released a public statement, Upchurch uploaded a video titled "Zero Proof of Kiely Rodni's Situation Being Real." In this video, Upchurch stated, "Everyone telling me I should be ashamed of myself. How dare you? This is faked. Show me that it's real. Show me proof of Kiely Rodni." Yeah, I don't understand when people start going this route. Also in this video, Upchurch suggested the Kiely Rodni case was a scam to raise money through GoFundMe. Do you realize that you can be a millionaire on GoFundMe by catfishing people with internet deaths? You could do it as fast as Look at the Kiely Rodni GoFundMe. It's made $63,000 in the past 7 days. That's one GoFundMe for Kiely Rodni. If you have 5 GoFundMes for each individual person that you catfish, fake a death with, all you need is 3 people. 3 people, 3 viral stories. You're a millionaire in 2 weeks. Now that might raise red flags. There might be discrepancies in you getting your money, but you see how I just said that and explained that? That will be taken and interpreted by people who are in on the scheme, that they are getting a cut of the money. I mean, why wouldn't they defend it? It's free money. It's free money that gets the heat off of you, because everybody's looking for a BS person that you made up. Why? Because you pushed a car in the lake? It's crazy. Ryan said, "Show me real proof of Kiely Rodni existing. Show me anything that indicates this is real." You can't, because it ain't. It's a scam. So this video had 246,835 views as of July 24th, 2023. Kiely Rodni was a real person, they declare. So yes, her dad and her grandpa, of course, probably they were there when she was born and saw Lindsay pregnant with her and saw how musically talented she was as a little girl growing up, and in the snow and on the snowmobiles and writing her music and going through school and celebrating her and hugging her, loving her. This real flesh and blood person who spent 16 years on this planet, and for some guy to get on YouTube and start spouting she's a BS person, wasn't real, it was all a GoFundMe scam. Again, it's one thing if you're doing that. If you're saying fictional things about fictional people, that would not matter. If you're talking about Olivia Pope from Scandal, that's a character. That's not a real person. But if you started getting on here spouting lies about Kerry Washington, the actress, who is a real person, that could be problematic. The people who start believing those lies, it can have an effect upon that person's career and livelihood and safety, and that's why it's harmful. That's why it's defamation. That's why it's hurtful, especially in this instance where it's a 16-year-old girl who lost her life tragically. It's not a game. It's not a joke. It's not, what can I create today that these suckers will click on, and how much money will it make on YouTube, or how much attention will it bring to my next song? On September 1st, 2022, Upchurch posted a video titled, "Found another picture of Kiely CRV on Google Earth." Eyes going that way. This video was a phone screen recording of Upchurch performing internet searches related to plaintiff Daniel Rodni. In this video, Upchurch searched for Kiely Rodni's dad, Daniel Rodni, and posted a phone number and address for Daniel Rodni. I didn't know that. Upchurch also posted a Google Earth recording purporting to locate Daniel Rodni's home. Upchurch zoomed into a pixelated image which, per the title of the video, he claimed was another picture of Kiely's CRV. This video has 146,301 views at the time of this filing. So yeah, I don't know if Upchurch has deleted any videos yet or if he will, but they linked to them in this document. As a result of this video and the ensuing negative attention he received, Daniel Rodni essentially went into hiding and made substantial investments in home security, surveillance, cameras, etc. Yeah, because it's getting like so many views, hundreds of thousands of views, 250,000 views. You don't know who's watching that stuff. On September 3rd, 2022, Upchurch uploaded a video titled Kiely Rodni Random Access Memory #Kiely Rodni. In this video, Upchurch stated, "Kiely Rodni is not Kiely Rodni. Kiely Rodni is Callie Ross. Callie Ross's dad is fake Kiely Rodni's grandpa." So if you look at Kiely, Kiely, and look at her situation and who's around her, look at the air quotes grandpa, because the grandpa on Kiely, Kiely's page, is the dad on Callie's page. In this video, Upchurch posted photographs of plaintiff David Robertson with quotation marks around the phrases Kiely Rodni's grandpa, Kylie's grandpa. Yeah, I remember this. This video has 241,454 views at the time of this filing. Yeah, I remember all this Callie Ross business. Also on September 3rd, 2022, Upchurch uploaded a YouTube short video titled Kiely Rodni is actually a woman named Callie Ross. Video coming in an hour. In this video, Upchurch asserted that Kiely Rodni, Daniel Rodni, David Robertson, and Kiely Rodni's mother were not real. So he's claiming Kylie's not real, her dad, her grandpa, and her mom weren't real. Specifically, Upchurch stated, "I would not say this unless I was 100% confident. Kiely Rodni is not real. Her grandfather is not real. Her dad is not real. Her mom is not real. All the pictures and videos you're seeing of this Kiely Rodni person are actual pictures and videos from someone else named Callie that are 5 to 7 years old." This video has 324,144 views at the time of this filing. Yeah, this is crazy. I remember him finding a girl named Callie Ross and just for no reason just claiming, "Oh, she was really Kiely." I'm going to look for the video I did about it, but Callie Ross actually spoke out about that day. The day she started freaking out, she called her mom and she was just like, "Oh my goodness, this crazy country YouTube star guy all of a sudden is mentioning me." So it was Callie Ross was this young girl, and all of a sudden she just had all this attention on her. She's being blamed as being part of some conspiracy or something, and it was just so unfair to her too, and she spoke out about how that affected her mentally. So this lawsuit, I feel like it's a good thing for the Rodni family, and I really hope they win because it can send a message. It can almost help Zaname and Iketmel and Vrani and Callie Ross and all these other people in a way, even though they're not involved in the suit, but it can help them get a win too, just for the people that Ryan Upchurch has hurt just by speaking out against them. For what reason? On September 7th, 2022, Upchurch uploaded a video titled "Still No Pictures of Kiely Rodni at This Party? #Kiely Rodni, #Upchurch." In this video, Upchurch stated, "It's been what, like 4 days since I made an update video on the Kiely Rodni case? Man, the comments are just flooded with snotty-nosed effing idiots. When are you going to give that apology? When are you going to give that apology? Never. There you go. Does that make you happy? Probably not. You're probably effing tearing up your whole room right now. And I don't care. I still think the same exact thing. I don't know why everyone's in the comments being like, why'd you change your story again? No, it's still the same story. I still think it's BS. Still not buying it, just not. In this video, Upchurch again directly referred to plaintiff David Robertson, stating, the grandpa, why is the grandpa on Facebook and on YouTube telling people in the comments, leave me alone? What? This video has 122,624 views at the time of this filing. And Upchurch would do crazy things like post a picture of Kiely's grandpa, compare it to, I guess, Callie's grandpa or whomever it was, and then he would say, oh, yeah, you're saying they don't look alike? That's because that's what they want you to believe. It was really nonsensical. And there was some psychologist on some panel, this woman of color, and then Ryan Upchurch found a photo of a young woman of color, and all of a sudden he's claiming, oh, they're the same. They're exactly the same person. She's not really a psychologist or whatever. Upchurch continued to post about the Kiely Rodni case as late as December 22nd, 2022, when he uploaded a video titled Kiely Rodni Only Logic Part 1. In this video, Upchurch stated, let's be honest with ourselves. Read it as it is. At this point in the video, there's nothing to lead me to believe that this person is real. The Kiely Rodni person, there's nothing that shows me she's real yet. In this video, Upchurch also reiterated his theory that Kiely Rodni was a girl named Callie Ross. And I was just flabbergasted because I'm like, how do you go from starting off about the Kiely Rodni case saying, I want to bring attention to this young teenager, she could be like my little sister, I care. How do you go from that to saying, none of it's real, they're scammers, it's all a GoFundMe scam? In a comment to this video, a YouTuber named Steve's Random Adventures 9066 commented, so basically you want everybody to believe you, even though you have zero proof and you're claiming this girl doesn't even exist yet. You're on here saying that you're not going to believe anybody else because they don't have proof. Crying laughing emojis. Streaming revenue must be going down. And I'm not sure all the platforms that Ryan's on or what his, if they meant Twitch streaming, YouTube streaming revenue, do they mean his Spotify or music platform streaming revenue? But Upchurch replied to this comment. He said, no, it's actually at an all-time high. So he's bragging about all this money he's making in the midst of making these crazy Kiely Rodni videos, increasing his profile, in turn increasing his streaming revenue. And I'm making an insane amount of money. So I hope the jurors, if it goes to trial, see that line, which is why I'm flopping my bloop on the table and trying to fight corruption, because I'm a good guy and I'm rich, fighting evil that is rich, because that's what I do. A photo of the exchange is below. You know, Ryan Upchurch shot himself in the foot because he pinned a lot of these comments at the top of his YouTube comment section so they could easily find them. Causes of action, defamation. Plaintiffs incorporate all above paragraphs. In addition to the statements described above, plaintiffs submit a video montage, Exhibit A, of various defamatory statements made by Upchurch in his video broadcasts. So it's good. They got a video montage. I'm grateful. It sounds like a Cardi B versus Tasha K situation, but kind of flipped. Tasha K was the YouTuber who was making all these defamatory statements about Cardi B. Cardi B sued her and won. I think that was about $4 million or so that Tasha K owes Cardi B, and I believe Tasha K had to sell her house, and who knows what's going on with that case. But juries can see through this. They can see the pain, and they can award these people who were harmed lots of money. Upchurch published several statements of and concerning both David Robertson and Daniel Rodni through the broadcasting of his YouTube videos related to the Kiely Rodni case. Upchurch's false claims that Kiely Rodni was not real, David Robertson was not real, and Daniel Rodni were not real defamed the plaintiffs. Upchurch's false claims that Kiely Rodni was a BS person and that her disappearance was a scam to raise money on GoFundMe defamed plaintiffs. It did, because if Ryan Upchurch has you side-eyeing Kiely's dad and grandpa like they're part of some scam or they're some crisis actors who are out to get your money, the folks that believe Ryan, they're going to have a negative view of her family members. Upchurch's false claims that plaintiffs were in fact relatives of a person named Callie Ross, implying that plaintiffs were actors pretending to be someone other than they in fact were, defamed plaintiffs. plaintiffs. Upchurch's false claims that plaintiffs were involved in a scheme to catfish, fake a death, defamed plaintiffs. That's sad. I mean, once in college, my roommate, she was sad. Her grandmother died. And so, of course, she took off to Tampa and she had to go to the funeral, be with her family. And so I went to one of her professors in the business school and I told him, she can't make her finals. Her grandma died. And he said, oh, grandmas seem to die every year around this time. It was so cold. And I did not tell her what he said because I knew that would hurt her even more. You have to think, of course, there are some scam artists out there. But there are some people who have really experienced a real loss. And for someone to say something that just digs that knife in even deeper, it's God sees all. As a result of all these statements, plaintiffs suffered reputational injury, financial losses, and emotional distress. Indeed, that's the time of a tragedy when you need more money. You need, to be able to handle all the business that goes on with a death. You don't need to be losing your business or having your income go down. Upchurch made each of the above statements only after authorities had publicly identified Kiely Rodni and confirmed her identity. Upchurch made each of the above statements only after Kiely Rodni's family had released a written statement confirming her death. Upchurch thus made his false and defamatory publications with reckless disregard for the falsity of the statement. And I wonder why Lindsay isn't a plaintiff in this lawsuit. At a minimum, Upchurch acted with negligence in failing to ascertain the truth of the false statements he published to his 3 million YouTube subscribers. Yes, there is really a delineation that we have to make as true crimers, and these lawsuits are teaching me too, because I don't want to go off into the land of speculation fairyland. It is one thing, again, like I always say, some people thought, oh, Sammy's interview seems a little sketchy, but it's a whole nother thing to start saying, where was Sammy that night and what did she do to Kiely? And going down that rabbit hole of accusations, it's just too much. It goes too far. And sometimes, of course, we can all delineate what's a rumor, but not take it to this hurtful stage. Like covering the Carly Russell case, I will specifically say, this is something I got directly from police, this document, this recording, whatever. Or I will say, this is something I found on Facebook, this is a rumor. Some people are claiming she's pregnant, but I don't know. So yes, that of course is speculative, it's delineated as a rumor, and it's not something designed to defame or hurt her. I like to stick with listening to the right sources, like the lawyer. I put in my last video his clips of what he thinks of Carly potentially getting felony charges added onto her misdemeanor charges. Yeah, that's speculation road based on experts or based on Facebook rumors or delineating rumors from fact. That's a whole nother thing than Ryan Upchurch saying, I'm 100% sure this is a scam and Kiely and the Rodni family didn't exist, and that's going way over and above to hurt someone for views. And I think that's the difference, where people creep up to that line and sometimes people cross it just because there's this lynch mob of people, of angry folks, the way I watch people do that to Sammy and to Jagger, and where I just went on the defensive because I'm like, if cops have not named them as a person of interest, or they haven't been arrested, or I'm just not going past that line to hurt someone. False light, invasion of privacy. Plaintiff incorporates all above paragraphs for the same reasons that Upchurch may be held liable for defamation. He may be held liable for false light, invasion of privacy. Upchurch's false statements concerning the plaintiffs place them in a false light, which would be highly offensive to a reasonable person. It would be highly offensive to a reasonable person to be falsely accused of participating in a scam to profit from GoFundMe. It would be highly offensive to a reasonable person to be falsely accused of having misrepresented themselves and their identities, lying about who they are and who their loved ones are. It would be highly offensive to a reasonable person to be accused of being fake and not real while grieving the tragic death of a loved one, whom Upchurch also referred to as a BS person, fake and not real. It would be highly offensive to a reasonable person to be called fake and not real in the days after their daughter daughter/granddaughter suffered a tragic fatal accident. Indeed. I mean, just salt in the wounds, insult to injury. Can you imagine losing your daughter and then jumping on YouTube or Facebook to see how these people are after you and claiming you're not real and she wasn't real and this whole thing is a scam? Upchurch acted with reckless disregard of the truth of these statements as described above. In fact, Upchurch himself appeared to understand the statements were false, as he had previously expressed condolences to Kiely's mom in a video published August 22nd, before later declaring Kiely's mom is not real in a video published September 3rd. It's just all over the place. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. As described above, Upchurch's conduct in uploading his defamatory videos was intentional, and he acted with reckless disregard for the falsity of his defamatory statements. Upchurch chose to target members of a grieving family who only days earlier had learned the tragic news that their 16-year-old daughter and granddaughter had died in a fatal accident. In espousing his false claims, Upchurch capitalized on the media attention the Kiely Rodni disappearance had attracted to promote his own music and capture streaming revenue from YouTube views. In fact, Upchurch openly bragged in the comments to one of these videos about making money from the Kiely Rodni case, stating, "I'm making an insane amount of money." Upchurch directed his loyal band of followers, the Creek Squad, to search for Kiely Rodni's car. He then uploaded a video claiming to have discovered the car at the home of Daniel Rodni. As a result of these actions, Daniel Rodni was subjected to an invasion of his privacy and personal security. Upchurch's conduct in belittling a grieving family, accusing them of essentially being actors, faking their loved one's death to profit from a scam, to profit from GoFundMe, was outrageous conduct that no civilized society should tolerate. True. As a result of Upchurch's videos and statements, plaintiffs have suffered serious mental injury, each seeking therapy for psychological injuries specifically attributable, as documented in the medical records, to the conduct of Ryan Upchurch. Yeah, especially since his audience is so large, they suffer one tragedy of a young girl, their young beloved daughter and granddaughter, and then within days, the tragedy of all this fake Upchurch YouTube video news about her not being real. Negligent infliction of emotional distress. For the reasons stated above, Upchurch may be held liable for negligent infliction of emotional distress. As a result of Upchurch's video publications and false statements, plaintiffs suffered serious mental injury as described above. Damages. Plaintiff incorporates all above paragraphs. Plaintiffs specifically aver that the law of California with respect to the issue of remedies and damages should apply to this action, as plaintiffs reside in California. All injuries complained occurred in California, and all treatment for such injuries occurred in California. So imagine, you lose your daughter, granddaughter, Ryan Upchurch creates all this hubbub, crazy videos, harmful, and then you have to go pay for therapy just to try and get through the harmful stuff that Upchurch has said. The parties have no relationship with each other except through the transmission of Upchurch's YouTube videos, which plaintiffs were made aware of and viewed in California. California thus has the most significant relationship to the parties and occurrence at issue, and California's law of damages should apply. Plaintiffs pray for a recovery of all compensatory damages available under the law, including damages to their reputation, financial losses, emotional distress, and punitive damages, based on Upchurch's outrageous, intentional, reckless, and conscious, shocking, tortious actions. Plaintiff prays for a jury to try this action, and me too, in Jesus' name. Respectfully submitted, David Randolph Smith and Associates, attorneys for plaintiff. So we are looking forward to the date, October 11th. We'll see if it's not maybe settled by then. I don't know if Upchurch is a settler type of guy. I know he's had a lot of court cases. There's the initial case management conference. Unless otherwise ordered, all of these initial case management conferences will be conducted by telephone, hosted by the court. So I plan to listen to that sucker and see what happens. Psalm 119:93, I will never forget your precepts, for by them you have preserved my life. We will see what happens with this case. I hope Emily D. Baker covers it and all the legal experts. I want to know their thoughts on it. But of course, I'm sure maybe other people weren't into the Kiely Rodni case as much as those of us who followed it so closely. And we do have to change and apologize where we see fit, where our conscience or souls are pricked and we know maybe we didn't do the right thing. Initially, I didn't understand Kiely Rodni's mom, why she was so seemingly angry at Adventures with Purpose, why she didn't thank them for finding her daughter and all of that. But I guess I started to see over time how she didn't like the sensationalism of the case and how they acted and all of that. So I started to see her viewpoint a little bit more and just, giving her more grace because my goodness, she lost her daughter. I know people feel all kinds of ways about the case. Even one of Kiely's family members had contacted me. This person did offer me proof, which I kept private, that this person was definitely related to Kiely. This person even asked me through email to change one of my thumbnails, which I did. So, I'm not the kind of person who's like, you can't tell me nothing and I'm gonna go. No, each of these is teaching me, everything is teaching me how to be more victim focused, victim central. You start off and you start listening to all these voices and people feeling a certain way, but I've learned over time where the victims are victims and they don't need to be further victimized. And even if we do feel like a person looks kind of sketchy in their interviews, sometimes we voice things. Some things might seem a little weird to us, but we toe the line. Some things you have to treasure in your heart and wait unless you have some kind of absolute proof that you can provide. And even then, that's something to be provided to police. But if you find something that's very helpful, like Red, White, and Bethune, going back through their video footage, finding Gabby Petito's van, that's an example of actual proof. Evidence cops can follow up on. It helped. Not crazy conspiracy theories because it'll get views or because you don't care if it's hurting someone. So we'll see what Upchurch does with this. If he has so much money, I don't know how his lawsuits have gone. Allegedly, I think he won a lawsuit against his mom. I haven't really followed all his lawsuits and his music or whatever's going on there. But if he's bragging about all this streaming revenue he has and all this income and everything, some of it, maybe a large chunk of it, will be paid to the Rodni family to just kind of offer a little bit of solace, a little bit of nothing, of course, will ever replace Kiely, but just offer them a little bit of relief for the stuff they went through that they didn't have to go through. And I do feel bad. And it teaches us a way as true crime creators how to be even more and more responsible and try and, just not be over the top just because it gets views, not to go off into la la land and create theories that harm the victims loved ones, and especially not to spout wild theories without any shred of evidence. That's it. I have the court listener alerts on for this case, like I put them on for other cases like the TikToker versus Rebecca Schofield, other cases like this. It gets pretty interesting to see how we can create these YouTube true crime videos with some responsibility, just with some ethics, some compassion, some caring, and still try and tell the story. I think we're all learning, but this really teaches us what not to do. Thank you so much for always watching and stay tuned.